Being a real estate agent is tough. It's not that easy. And you know what? We have a bad habit of annoying our clients. You don't want to be that type of agent that if they see you coming, figuratively speaking, they run the other direction, because you know what? You just annoy the hell out of them. I'm going to give you 5 of the top reasons what not to do or pay attention. But guess what? If you learn these things and you tie them down, maybe you can self-coach yourself into not irritating your clients. I'm Brian, your realtor mentor. Like, follow me, and leave a comment in my videos. And if that doesn't work, you can DM me on the side. All of a sudden, we're a real estate agent, and then we're trying to think, you know what, how do I get closer to that client? Or what do I do to make an impression on them? It's like all of a sudden, our emotional intelligence is gone. We start to do things that we wouldn't do before. And you know what? Think about it. When you were a kid in high school, did you try to annoy your fellow classmates? Or at work, did you figure out, who was the guy you wanted to talk to, and not the guy just keeps going on and on and on and on. You're going like, oh my God, this is never going to end. Well, all of a sudden now, you become that person in real estate, and people don't want to talk to you anymore. So now you got to figure out what it is that I have to do, try to straighten myself out. Well, let me tell you some of these reasons. There's 5 of them. Poor communication. You don't respond to emails. You don't respond to texts or phone calls. You are all of a sudden now the worst tardy person there is out there when it comes to getting back to people with the social mediums that are out. Then you're the other guy. You over communicate. You bombard people with emails constantly to the point where they don't even open the emails anymore because they're just kind of like, oh my God, this is getting to be nauseating. And then you start doing the, lack of clarity thing. You don't even know how to explain it right. You're using jargon they don't understand, and you can't bring it down to the, grassroots level and make it a little bit more generic instead of like over talking the whole situation. This is a big one. Everyone hates it. Being too pushy, shoving it right down their throat, making a client feel pressured. You can't read their face. You can't read the room. You can't figure out, maybe I'm going a little too far. And then there's the aggressive upselling, that part of it as well. You're trying to talk them into something more expensive that they can't even afford. Stop. Don't do that anymore. The third one is lack of preparation. How many of us have gone into a meeting and try to baffle them with bullshit through the whole process, not even taking the time to, do some studying? You've known a day in advance, as well as, you had a few hours to sort of review the documents, but you don't even take the time to even be slightly prepared. I'm not asking you to memorize everything, but don't you think you would know a little bit about, the price, the square footage, if there is one? Do you take the time to review what utilities are involved? This is the thing that annoys people, that when they ask you a question, you don't know the answer. The fourth one is a real interesting one. Sometimes people don't even realize it, but it's a real sticking point for some. Basically is prioritizing your own agenda over your clients. What does that mean? It means, well, you know what, you take them out to show them only 3 properties, and you're kind of like doing a short list with them on 3, and you're trying to push them or corral them into that one property you think is good. You don't even get their opinion. You just start ramrodding it, making them think that that's probably the best solution for them. And you know what? They resent. When you start doing stuff like that, a term comes up that in this business, it's very prevalent. It's called commission on the breath. They start to realize this guy's only about the commission. He's really not trying to point out anything that is of value to me or to let me know as a warning, maybe we shouldn't pick this. If you're in the property and then, the view is horrible, there's cooking smells coming from the next neighbor, you hear kids running around upstairs, and he doesn't say one thing, to let you know or feel that, he's got your best interest at heart. And you know what? That's the fast sell. And people get really annoyed with them. And the last one, number 5, is unprofessional behavior. I've already mentioned this part. Showing up to a meeting unprepared, no knowledge, no information, don't even take the time to do some kind of simple formatted comparative market analysis of the building. That drives people crazy. The other part of this, and this one kills me. I've seen so many times, it's unbelievable. Dressing inappropriately and talking like a person from the gutter. If you show up to one of your showings in Bermuda shorts, boat shoes, a shirt untucked, t-shirt, baseball hat, you know what? I've seen it. I'm not exaggerating. I've seen all those things, and it just makes me go, what the hell are you thinking? Like, who, it just, it tells them? It tells them the absolute disrespect that you have for your client, that you're not trying to display a professional behavior. And you know what? You go to a building where there's a concierge who's dressed with a suit and tie, and he's looking at you and he's going, you're a real estate agent? You know you got a problem. And at the same time, dropping F-bombs, touching the clients inappropriately, whacking the man client on the back, rubbing the lady client on the arm. Like, what the hell is that? And swearing their heads off like troopers. That kind of stuff irks people. You know what? I know most of you know that that's not appropriate, but guess what? There's some people that, after a couple of visits, they think it's appropriate for them to talk like they're pals, or they're, going out to watch a hockey game at the bar. And the last component of this unprofessional behavior is bad mouthing our colleagues, or putting down a property, a client's, seller client's property, and just basically demoralizing every single thing that you don't think is appropriate, or habits, or something that's ethnic that you don't think that's matches with your background. Like, you know what? The moment you start shit talking another agent and you don't even know them, or they don't know that you don't know them, but why are you going out of your way to put them down? I think that maybe you should just sort of rein it in and not be so negative towards them and the client's home. You know what? I even coach, to be honest with you, I even coach my clients, and I say to them, listen, every place is different, but guess what? Some of the places have cameras in them, speakers in them. They're listening to them. Back in the day, before we got all this nice new little tiny cameras and stuff like that, they used to use baby monitors. And if you said something wrong, or they didn't like what you said, that seller client or landlord would call you on the phone and rip you a new one. Honest to God, I tell my clients, I go, listen, let's do things professional. Let's not say anything negative about the property. And more importantly, let's not talk negotiations about prices and what we think it really is valued. And don't say, you know what, this agent is out to lunch on this pricing. You know what, reserve that for outside. I think that's the best way to take that approach. At the end of the day, all 5 issues could really damage your reputation with your clients. They're going to look at you a different way. I think if you take it in a positive light, they'll appreciate you a lot more. And they're going to say, you know what, guy's a straight shooter, but he's very professional. I'm Brian, your realtor mentor. Like and follow my videos. And you know what? Follow me. I would really appreciate it. Leave a comment.